Hey, what's up, y'all? Welcome back to your Divine Glow podcast. It's your girl, Ashley Conyers, and I am a mindset coach who guides professionals to rewrite their stories through purpose-driven entrepreneurship. And y'all, today has it's been a great day. But for the past couple of weeks, I have not been on social media. I have been really grounding myself, just trying to remain grounded in the chaos, remain grounded in the shifts. And I don't know about y'all, but for me, I feel like with everything that's going on in the world, with everything that I have been experiencing personally, I just needed to spend time alone, spend time with God, most importantly, and go back to the basics. As most of us know and have experienced across the world, there's a lot going on a global level, whether it's from natural disasters or economically, politically. We could go on and on, right? There's a lot of change happening in the world. And as much as we want to go about business as usual, we cannot. No longer can we go on as business as usual. And it's a good thing. I don't want to say it as if it's a bad thing. This is a great thing because business as usual has not been the greatest either. Has not been the greatest. So for those people that really subscribe to like astrological events, as I once did, I was all about, it's Mercury retrograde. That's why I can't communicate. That's why the tech ain't teching. Listen, it is a real thing. As above, so below. We are connected. Not only as humans, but energetically, spiritually, we are connected. Whatever happens outside of us also happens eternally. So that is just something to note. So we have experienced, like right now it's Mercury retrograde. We experienced some earthquakes, shout out to those people who live in the tri-state area. Y'all, we were not prepared. We were not prepared. And, that's the thing. These shifts make us really shift our perspective, want to be prepared. For me personally, I don't know what to do when an earthquake happens. I just know it's shaking and shaking. Okay, I'm looking around. All right, what we about to do? Coming from the tri-state area, I have no idea. When things were popping off, I was in the doctor's office. I was in the doctor's office waiting in the waiting room, and I'm like, all right, maybe there's a truck going by. You know how big, huge trucks, they're going past the building and, it shakes a little bit. But this was different. I was like, okay, the intensity is a little high. That's a big behind truck. And two, this building is shaking a little too long. Like, what's good? So, thankfully, thank God that it was not worse. I think we definitely dodged the bullet for sure. But this definitely prompts me, and I hope that it prompts you guys to also be more conscious of, okay, how are we approaching this? How we're approaching things that we're not prepared for? Does it make you think like, oh, maybe I should be more prepared next time? Does it make you think like, okay, let me look this up. Let me see how I can be prepared for an earthquake. Now, it doesn't necessarily need to be an earthquake, but it could be something different, right? And the other thing that we went through is of course the solar eclipse. Now, your girl did not go outside with any glasses to see the solar eclipse. Your girl was in the house, blinds closed, and I was spending time with God. I felt called to just worship, praise and worship during that time, and just and that's what grounded me, because I felt like even when things were happening, I'm like, I'm not feeling like myself. Like the energy was super thick. It was just like I don't want to say heavy, but it was just like, like something passing through. I don't know what this is, but I just need to remain with God and to just feel lifted. You know what I'm saying? Just to feel more at ease and just feel, at peace, right? Because God knows that we could spiral down when things are happening, and like this is like history, right? It's history. So with all that's going on, I want to make sure that we are grounding ourselves. And these past couple of weeks, I have been journaling. I think that's the most important thing besides spending time with God is that we're journaling. We're writing down what our thoughts are, what our feelings are, what we're experiencing right in that moment. Because going forward, it will always be a reference point for us, right? So the one thing I wrote down in my journal was where and when there's chaos, a shift needs to be made. Where and when there is peace, you're right where you need to be. And I feel like this speaks to, on a more macro level or a larger scale, that God was shaking the table. God was shaking the earth. God said there needs a shift needs to be made. A change needs to be made. But you could also simplify this into your own daily life, right? On a more macro level where you're having just an argument with another person, whether it's someone close to you or not. Things get misunderstood, or like maybe there's even something that just didn't work out in your favor. You're applying for an apartment, a job, or something, and then it just feels chaotic in the moment. But it's only because it's redirecting you and shifting you where you need to be. I say on the other half too is like when there's peace, when it's that feeling of like, oh man, like I feel lifted, I feel cared for, I feel loved, I don't feel scattered, I don't feel so out of control. When when you understand what that peace is and that peace is for you, you know that you are right where you need to be. You're exactly where you need to be. I believe that God so strongly shakes the table, so to speak, because he wants us to move. He wants us to understand that, listen, I have to shake something. Because if I don't shake anything, you will sit there so comfortably. And I think a lot of the times we, yes, in the point in time, we are comfortable, but we get too comfortable and we don't move. We don't think like we need to make any changes. So with those shakeups and those earthquakes, things pop off in your mind, in your perspective, and it's time to move. It's really time to move. I think to my second point, right, is as I was going through these couple weeks, I've also wrote down, remember who you are and what you bring to the table. Don't overthink it. These past 2 weeks, I have been in my head just about like how I show up, right? Whether it's at work, whether it's in my business, whether it is here on this platform, wherever, because I don't want my intention to ever be misunderstood, right? Like, I don't want people to feel like I'm trying to be anything other than me. I want to just come off as authentic as I am, right? And just being Ashley. That's all I know how to be. And I feel like that's another reason why I had to distance myself from social media, because I'm like, well, what are other mindset coaches doing? Like, no, like what what is Ashley doing? What is Ashley like? How can Ashley take Ashley up to the next level, right? Like, what does Ashley want to do for Ashley, right? And I think that's the thing. It's like with social media, of course, we talk about the ongoing cycle of comparison, the ongoing cycle of like imposter syndrome and all of that. And all of that is really real. Like there's times that I still deal with that. Of course, like I'm not perfect. I don't have a magic wand like one day and I was like, poof, it's gone. Like it is very much still there at times. But I now know and have the skills, and that I also teach other people how to use in order to combat those. When we have those thoughts, when we have the feeling of like, I'm not good enough, like I don't even know what I'm talking about. Listen, ground yourself. Remember who you are and what you bring to the table. Remember why you started in the first place. Remember why you were given this path. God gave you this path. He opened it wide and he gave you this for a reason. Because if you weren't qualified, you would not be where you are today. So don't overthink it. Just go and flow with it. I came across something that an old friend of mine actually said to me, and it was really, really good when I read it, and I think it was exactly what I needed in the moment, right? And God is so good to just bring back certain things in the moment. And so it goes a little something like this. He was saying, the game or life, right? It's like basketball. You're playing the same game, but you're a different player. I know I have to dribble. I know I have to shoot. I have to get open. I have to pass, but it's how you do it. Do not get caught up in being LeBron if you're not LeBron. Don't get caught up in being Steph Curry if you're not Steph Curry. Those are two different players. No, they don't play on the same team. And sidebar, don't ask me who's on the same team because I don't know. But listen, my point is that you are a whole different player. You are a whole different player. And you bring something to this game of life. You bring something to your business. You bring something to your job. Whatever it is, you bring that that uniqueness that somebody else doesn't have. It is imperative that you figure out what that is. And if you don't know yet, you will. You will. Just know that you are uniquely made. You are wonderfully made by God. God chose you to be in the positions that you are. And if there was someone else like you, you wouldn't probably be there. You know? I feel like there's people that are similar to us, but the exact same, no. No. But I feel like it's a reminder for all of us to just be mindful of like showing up, right? How you're doing things. You matter. You matter in that space. Remember who you are and how you do it. You have so much value in what you do. You bring so much value to people. You may not know, they may not say it, but your impact is impeccable. Your impact is needed. And I just hope that you remember that. My last point here is really about going back to the basics. When things are maybe not aligning, maybe just like out of whack, right? When things are feeling chaotic. And I will tell you, these past couple of weeks, these are the things that have really helped me ground myself. And one that is seeking out God, going to the gym, spending time alone, and clearing my space. When I tell you these 4 things made a difference for me this past couple of weeks, it was like a restart, a reset, a reset. God has really been and is forevermore the number one that I go to when I need grounding. I will play my praise music. I even like during these couple weeks, I actually created a new playlist. It's called Faith Rotation, which I will share with you guys down in the show notes as well. Faith Rotation has been such a help to me through these past couple of weeks. I also have a praise and worship playlist that I made, I would say a couple of years ago now, but has grown. And you know, I love a good playlist. So I will definitely share the Faith Rotation playlist with you guys, just in case you guys need some uplifting, some encouragement as always, because one thing about me, music is one of those things too that has grounded me when it comes to just the shifts in energy. I want to be sure that we're talking about just life in general. Like this podcast episode can, yes, be applied to business, but it also is in general applied to life. There's going to be shifts in business, there's going to be shifts in life, and business is a part of life, and life is a part of business. So, no matter what, take this episode as a reminder to ground yourselves. I encourage you to find whatever that is for you, because it may look different from mine, right? Maybe you're not going to the gym. Maybe you're not going, baking playlists. Maybe you're outside in nature, which I love to do too. But maybe it's something else for you, and that's something that you have to find for yourself. But I will say this, because I feel like I need to say it and it's on my heart. Don't ground yourself in vices. Things that you know that are not really benefiting you, right? These are things that are temporary pleasures. These are things that are not benefiting you in the long term, right? Like, you going to the gym is going to benefit you long term, not only physically, but mentally. You going to therapy is going to be benefiting you spiritually, possibly, emotionally, mentally. These are the things that we need to be mindful of and cultivate as good grounding practices, principles, right? We do not need to go to the bottle because, I just want to feel drunk tonight. I don't want to feel nothing. I want to feel numb. Because I got all this drama going on over here. I got all this chaos going on over here. So I'm gonna just drink tonight. Or I'm gonna spark up the blunt, because hey, it's just another day. I just wanna be high. I just wanna, chill out. How is that benefiting you? I just want to have sex. That's real. Having sex is a temporary pleasure. We go through drama, we go through chaos, and we run to our vices a little too much. Take it from me. I used to do all three. Until I realized I was not benefiting from any of it. I was on the road of going to destruction. But I say that from a place of love, because I have love for you and I care for you and I want you to make better choices. I want to remind you to have faith in just the divine timing of everything. Have faith that you are taken care of, that God has got you. It may not look like what you thought it would look like right now, but no matter what, God is not going to let you fall. He brought you too far to leave you now. He brought you way too far to leave you now. And I know that in the chaos, in the midst of the chaos, you ain't trying to hear that. But I'm here to tell you that this is something that you need to remember. Get in your Bible. Know God. Be very intimate with Him. I feel like a lot of us say we believe in God, but are you spending time with God? Do you know God? It takes us to have a relationship with God to fully understand his love, the type of person he is, the type of man that he is, the type of spirit that he has, like the everything. I appreciate you guys listening to me today. And I really hope this resonated with at least one person, if not all of you. I'm praying for you and know that I'm sending all my love and my best wishes your way. And until next time, guys, let your divine glow shine, babies. I will check in with y'all next time. Peace.